Hi guys, hello Merry Beats everybody, it's MicheleMarieDalene, and it is the 28th of 2000 and May of 2018. Yes, today is Memorial Day, and no, I didn't watch the parade, but I wanted to give you some interesting updates for a few things. One of them is, I mentioned the Laurel Festival and the Ice Cream Social. I kind of thought a festival was more than one day, and it was. So I wanted to give you the full itinerary, as I understand it. On June 8th, from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m., according to Winstead Park and Recreation, it's going to be in East End Park. It's going to be the ball. And then on the 9th is going to be Ice Cream Social from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then on the 10th is the actual parade. That's going to start about 2 o'clock on Main Street for Laurel Festival. So I thought I would let you guys know that. Now, in addition to that, R11H30 is going to be doing some video with me at the Laurel Ice Cream Social. So you're going to see me and him at the Laurel Ice Cream Social. In addition to that, he asked me to let anybody know if they need or they want to ask some questions and possibly be featured in a documentary. You can send your questions to Rich at 11H30. So that's Rich at 11H30. Notice there's no R. R is obviously for his name, Rich, and 11H30 is his company. So that's Rich at 11H30.com, and you can ask him questions, and please state in the subject that it's questions or possibly comments about the upcoming documentary. So I'm really looking excited to this because he's going to be doing a special trip just for the day, just to record the Ice Cream Social with me on the 9th. So I'll be here with that. I also asked Patty to be with us as well. I don't know if she's going to be or not. I also asked her if she wanted to possibly go to the ball from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. on that Friday night. I don't know if she's going to or not, but I'd be so happy if she does. It'd be nice to, have some time to hang out with her. And since it's after payday, maybe if there's no food there, maybe we'll just go ahead and get something to eat at McDonald's or something. I don't know. Anyway, the point is that I'm looking forward to this. Doris is still done packing her stuff and getting it out. She's got some things left to take. And then I'm going to have a colossal job of really trying to clean this place up really good for the 9th. So I'm going to have to work really hard on that because it's a lot of flotsam and jetsam all over this place. And I have to get it swept and vacuumed and things like that. Get all the potential dust bunnies out of the corners. Everything. Torres is supposed to be going to his new home tomorrow. And I have to admit, I'm going to miss the cat because I've kind of gotten used to him. But I think, he's kind of gotten used to being here too. So I think it's mutual. I think he benefited a little bit from being with his father. Even if he says otherwise, I think he did benefit a bit. I know Fane did. And I know that it was kind of nice to see the family get back together again. And but honestly, I really can't raise 4 cats. By the way, speaking of the 4th cat, let's talk about Dusty real quick. Dusty needs a home too. If anybody knows who would like to have a beautiful gray kitty cat, he's a really nice cat. I really love him a lot. And it pains my heart to say it. I need to find him a home, but I really do. Because taking care of 4 cats is a bit of a challenge, and he's so lovable and so friendly. He should be easy to find a home for, except one thing: he's not fixed. Okay, so, and he also has apparently a hernia in his belly area, so that needs to be looked at by a vet when he gets his shots and everything anyway, which he doesn't have yet. Because I just haven't had the resources to do that, and all the things I'm working on behind the scenes, I just don't have time to keep up with every single thing. So, if you know anybody who wants a beautiful little boy cat, he's very friendly, and he gets along at least with his brother and his father. Well, his brother pushes his buttons, let's be honest, but he gets along with his dad, he gets along with other cats once he knows cats, and he's friendly, and he's a great cat. He's a beautiful little thing, cutest button. Honestly, seriously, I really, really love him. I just wish I could keep him. I just can't. I don't have the resources to do it. Now, the last night's live stream went very well. I was extremely happy. We talked to a Vietnam vet named Richard Helmsley. He was kind of hard to hear in some parts of his story. I always did my best to hear him clearly and to give him some respect, because he was a Vietnam veteran, and I wanted to give him some respect for that reason, so he could talk and tell his story. It was a really tough challenge. Originally, the Vietnam War was extremely unpopular back in the 60s, but the thing was, we really did not want to see communism march from Eastern Europe into the other countries. And like just says now, or we're trying to keep George Soros from doing the same thing all over again. We've been focusing really hard to keep America free. Okay? And I'm not going to go into much in politics, but just to say is, I think Donald Trump is doing a very good job, despite the challenges that Robert Mueller keeps throwing at him. I'm very glad that Rudy Giuliani told him to not testify in front of Mueller, because Mueller is trying to set up a perjury trap. I really find Robert Mueller's policies to be disgusting. Rudy Giuliani agreed with my original assessment that it would be extremely political suicide if Donald Trump was to fire Robert Mueller, because of the fact that would really, really make him look bad, like he was trying to hide something. So maybe the Senate Judicial Committee may get involved, and they've been investigating a lot of things too, and there's really complicated stories, and I don't have all the details, but what I do know is that the swamp, as Donald Trump likes to call it, is draining. In fact, it's getting sinkholes. There's a literal sinkhole developing right outside of the north lawn near the press room. That's right, there's 2 sinkholes forming. I guess there's some underwater water that's getting in there, and it's eroding the soil, and the 2 sinkholes are forming each about 1 foot in diameter, and they're about 20 centimeters each, and they are growing. Just like the political swamp is draining, this question is the actual literal swamp underneath Washington, D.C. draining as well? I don't know, but it's a very interesting how the two have become, what you would think of be metaphors, have become literal analogies to each other. So it's quite analogous to what's going on with Washington, D.C. in the political area, as well as Washington, D.C. on the ecological and physical situation as well. One of the things that people have pointed out is with the live streams is I seem a little more scatterbrained than I do in the bcasts. I explained that one of the things that's different is in a bcast is I can plan my lines ahead of time, edit them out. So if I say something that's a bit excessive, I can remove that section of video. If for some reason I say something and I end up repeating it, or if I came up with another idea and I think it better fits somewhere else, I can edit the tape and put the piece where it needs to be. That's the reason why bcasts are much easier even the vlogs are easier, even though they are not edited, because I can again focus on the things of importance and then leave the pomp and circumstance for something else. We have a live stream coming up on Wednesday, on the 30th. That will be, of course, originally was going to be outside. It may not be. I don't know yet. It's going to be kind of warm that day. But you guys seem to enjoy being able to read the questions and the comments on screen. I noticed that that's much more popular than when you just see my face. Just sticking in my LG phone, which I can understand very much why you would like to be able to see the comments as I see them. Also makes it easier for those who do not have any knowledge of the YouTube chat replay function, or if they did, maybe find that because of some incompatibility with their phone software that they can't get the chat replay function to work. So by mirroring the comments is that you get a chance to see the same comments I do. I will do my best to make sure that they're readable by everybody. I have to admit that last night's comments are a little bit small. I should have made them a little bit bigger than I did, but I think if I can barely read them on my LG phone after watching the replay, I know that you can probably certainly read them on a computer monitor, and I did check it on a desktop, and they are readable on the desktop. So yeah, maybe a bit bigger screen. I think I can make that happen without too much of a problem. You also will notice that the pictures may seem a little sharper today. It turns out that this additional cable that through the loopback connector that was going into the other format FS10 was, of course, hanging loose. Of course, it wasn't being used because that FS10 is being used for the other camera. And apparently, I guess there's some shorts in the system. Maybe it's the semiconductor's touching Earth, but clearly it was not passing a good signal. So I unplugged the cable from this side of this system and disabled the loopback connector to make sure that we get the best video we can at all times. So that is going to probably why the picture seems a little sharper than before, because now I can actually dial focus in a bit better. How's the right eye today? Well, speaking of better, my right eye is holding its own. It's not really super good. It's about the same, honestly. So I'm still, working on my eyes. They seem like some ways they're doing better in my right eye. In some ways, it seems my right eye is not doing any really improvement. Some of you probably been asking also another question is why are you focusing on so much of getting outside more often? Well, there's a lot of reasons why. The first thing is I need to get out and get a little more exercise, walking around and things like that. And that is definitely true. I need to continue of trying to be more active so I can work and get my weight down before it becomes so bad that next thing you know, it end up being one of those 900-pound nightmare stories you hear about in the Learning Channel or TLC. And so I'm really working hard to keep my weight in check. I also want to get to mingle with more people so that they can get to know me a bit better, as well as encourage them to want to watch more of my YouTube channel videos, since I have so many of them. But I think that just having a person sitting on the couch as I am right now and just talking doesn't really seem very realistic. It doesn't seem like you get to know me, the person. And I want to get to be a little more recognized in town in a good way. So that's the other reason I've been going out more. And I'm also, I want to, just be me in a more social environment, so maybe I can improve on my abilities to hear better and maybe use a better use of my eyesight to try to see better. And I guess that's about the main reason I really want to get out more. It's not the only ones, of course, but I would say they're pretty good reasons as it is. and also, of course, I want to build up a small, I want to expand my social network too. And that's also important as we get older. I'm not going to live forever. I'd be very lucky if I lived to be 100. I could end up being a centenarian. I could be. Because I don't drink, I don't drug, I don't smoke. I could easily live to be 100 plus. It's not a problem. But there is one thing I will say, is I don't want to be 100 plus and have no friends. That would suck, okay? I also, just want to, have someone to share my life with too. That's another sticky wicket. I'm going to be honest here, guys. I do want to settle down with somebody. I do. Okay? I don't know who the person's going to be. It could be anybody. I mean, but I want to be open to a potential long-term relationship that could end up in marriage. I really do want to eventually settle down and find the right person. The right person that makes me happy in spirit and as well as physically, makes me feel like a complete person and makes my life feel so much nicer. I'm looking for that person. Is the soup kitchen going to be open on the 9th? I have no clue. It might be. I'll have to ask George and let you guys know when I find out the hours of the soup kitchen for this June. I got a feeling the answer is probably. But I just want to tell George this and say, George, remember, we got the ice cream social at the park on June 9th. So a lot of people may be at that, and you might want to keep that in mind. Of course, some people are going to want to eat dinner besides ice cream. So yeah, you're going to have to consider that there will be people eating. By the way, speaking of the soup kitchen hours on Saturday, George did agree with me that yes, it is hard for the staff to try to figure out if it's justified to open the soup kitchen for a Saturday or not. Give him a couple reasons. Number one, the first thing is, he says, at the beginning of the month, when everybody gets their food stamps and thing, really nobody comes. I thought that makes sense. I said, that makes sense. Of course, they're not going to need to come because they've got food, and they can, food stamps, so they're not going to need it as much. End of the month, I said, is when we really need it because we struggle, we're hungry, and everybody spent all their entitlement money and the food stamp money like I did, and guess what? And then we're scrambling to go, gee, you know what? I really, really would like to have done this or done that, and find ourselves kind of shaking heads going, wow, this is interesting. By the way, speaking of money, what's the story with that settlement with the RMG-TPA? I haven't heard anything new about that yet. I'm looking forward to getting that meeting underway and finding out if I get anything from... They originally said 300 per infraction to and up. Now, I have 2 phone lines that are part of the judgment. So that would mean that I could end up anywhere from $600 for $1,200 or 16. They said possibly double. So yeah, $1,800. Wow. I'm definitely looking forward to that if I get that money. It's going to be such a positive chunk of change. I can use this to finally upgrade some of the equipment that is long overdue for replacement. And so that's what I'm looking forward to. By the way, the weather is going to be warming up a bit for the next few days. I wouldn't particularly worry about it. Yesterday was crappy, cold, clammy, and it was only a high of about 11 degrees Celsius. Tomorrow is certainly not going to be that cool at all. Tomorrow is expected high. It's going to be about 31 degrees Celsius again. So yeah, it's going to be really, really warm tomorrow. However, I also want to point out another thing too, why I want to get out more, is instead of sitting in my refrigerated bedroom, and that is, I really, really would like to get more fresh air. As I said at the beginning, be more active, maybe work on my weight, try to eat better, feel spiritually better about myself. I know I'm not a bad person, and I know that, there's no reason I should basically have to sit in a cave, like I said, about the big Gothic fortress. I understand why I created the fortress. I understand what the fortress means, but I am very glad that I don't actually have to be limited there. Unlike people have said, Lumi was the one who actually facilitated with the bolt cutters, so to speak, and got me the hell out of here because she wanted me to be a better person and be more active. Actually, absolutely true. Michele, you gotta stay active. You have to. I know. And I think that is one thing that some of the people who make mockeries of me keep forgetting, is that I want Michele to excel at what she does. I want Michele to succeed. I asked Michele to get back involved with psychotherapy, and she said she would, and she did. I asked her to get out more and do more things, and she's doing that now. Okay? It's not just baby steps. Michele's getting a lot farther ahead than baby steps. She's making bigger steps than that. More confident steps. Yeah, absolutely. And that's pretty important. It's very important. It's really important because Michele is extremely beautiful and extremely important to me. I share this flesh with Michele, but at the same time, I want to see us put a new coat of paint on the body, so to speak. I want to see any, weather damaged boards and things replaced. I want the spiritual windows to be touched up. I want the porch swept. You're saying about things that actually need to be done with this building here. Absolutely. If anybody has a power washer, we really need to clean the porch in this building with a power washer. And a fresh coat of porch paint. Absolutely. Another thing that's a disaster in this building is that the landlord himself has not been able to keep up with the building and keep it in best shape. His brother's helping him right now, but it's a very large project at best. It certainly is. And I can understand what he's saying, even on a personal level with his own health, is that there's questions about how he's doing health-wise. He's having some hard times right now. Absolutely. I can understand that, because I have my own problems. Yes, you do. But you're doing pretty good. Oh, look at it this way. You're going out there now. You're doing more social things. You're going out there. You're talking to people. You've got a video, you got a documentary in the works. You have, you made some reparations with your mother. You have a good friend you hang out with. You have a steady client base on your YouTube channel. I'd like to see it grow. I'd like to see you get easily up to 1,000 subscribers. I'd like to see you easily reach out there and hit the 240,000 viewer minutes as needed to get back on AdSense. That is so important to Michele, guys. Please understand that. Michele has done everything she can within the rules of YouTube to expand her user base. And she really needs you. And she really wants to talk with you, and she really wants to share. But, and like I said, the last few chats have been very nice. We had some troublemakers in the past. However, they seem to have pretty much piped down right now, which is great. So, here's the deal. We want you to continue to watch the live streams. We would love you to continue to participate in the live streams. And Michele also has been working very hard to try to master using her hearing to a better ability. Sometimes she has a hard time hearing people, but she is working on it, guys. I think it's more of it's not so much a physiological issue as is maybe a firmware issue in her head. The point is that we're trying to get Michele to be more actively involved in the community and being more than just a wallflower, which she usually is. Alright, so do you want to say anything else before we go? Don't forget, we have a live stream on the 30th of May. It's Wednesday. Also, of course, is that if anybody wants to try to meet up with Michele on the 9th at the Winston Ice Cream Social, you can't miss her. She'll be there. What dress are you going to be wearing? I don't know. I don't want to upstage the Laurel King and Queens. I don't want to wear anything fancy. I might just wear the purple dress. I might wear the purple one. See us with the purple dress. Yeah, it would be really exciting to see you with the purple dress. And so I guess that's a pretty big deal. Yeah. Alright, guys. For now, me and Lemmy will see you later. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye, guys.